Ooh, okay. It should be working, I think. I hope. Okay, who's out there with me? I can see someone just. Oh, hello, Abby. I just couldn't get this thing to work, for crying out loud. They changed the whole setup. Hello, Celia. I am so relieved that it's working. Gosh, they changed everything again and I just couldn't get it to work. But we are on! Woohoo! Hello, Sharon. Hello, Helen. Oh, I'm so relieved. Seriously. And look what I found along the way. Yeah, it was exactly where I said it would be, which is in my purse. Let's see if I can get you a better view. I don't know why everything is so wonky. Do you have a proper image? Because from what I am seeing here, you only see like half of my usual table, which is okay. You can still see. So yeah, I have been fighting for exactly 29 minutes. That's how long I have been sitting here trying to get this thing to work. Yeah, it was in my purse, but in the back pocket, exactly where I said it would be, but Thibaut was not looking properly. This is what I've been working on today. I've started to film a new channel on Monday. For you to go up on Monday, I made this one as these layers needed to dry. It's not finished yet, but I thought it to be a cutie little thing, so I filmed that too. But that is not what I will be working on for now, because I took my big journal. Well, I have such a strange image here. And of course, Martin is not here, so he cannot help me, but he will be here tomorrow morning. So I'll ask him tomorrow morning to sort this thing out, because I couldn't even film this way. I don't know if you remember this one, which I was working on. Oh, and before I dive into this, I didn't say anything earlier on because I wanted you to be the first to know. In case you didn't notice. Oh, you love the tag, Celia? This one? So it will have a black background, and then, well, I still need to finish it anyway. But yeah, it's a cutie little thing so far. I love the little heart. I colorize it in a different way, and because you're my patrons, I'm already going to tell you, even if the video goes up next week, I colorize it with Neo colors too, instead of my regular paint. And now it gives this yummy matte finish. It looks very soft. It looks like a fluffy little thing. Hello, Heather. No, it did not get cancelled again. I'm so sorry. I had a hard time getting everything to work because they changed everything again on YouTube, and I couldn't find the link for you. I could find the link for my stream program and everything. For those who do know about it, I use OBS. Hello, Sophia. But I couldn't find the link for you to join me on YouTube without everybody else being able to join me, because that's not the point either. So before I dive into this one, I want to share some news with you that I wanted to share with you first before sharing it with the whole world. So I have updated the shop a couple of days back, and look what I added to the shop. this and this. And well, I'm not going to show them all, but I mean, there's something flying around here. Okay, interesting. Well, there's a couple of these things. I don't think that this one is in the shop though. I'm not going to show that one. I think this one is in the shop though. There's several of these. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Heather. I really appreciate. So I was allowed to open an account with the European distributor, well, the Belgian distributor from Golden, and I now have Golden to work with all over and to add to the shop. I only want to work with products that I can add to my shop, obviously. I really wanted to go back to Golden because they were my first love of medium. No, they're not my very own mediums. They're from Golden. They're just from Golden, Celia. They're not mine. But I love their quality, and that is what I wanted to have in my shop. I only take products in the shop for which I am 100%, how do you say it? I would not have put deco art up in my shop. I think I already told you. I love their products. I think they're great. I do not like the company, so I don't want to put any money into them. I love Golden. I love how they work. I love the fact that they're workers owned, or how do you say it? Employee owned. And they were my first love for medium, so that is what I wanted to have in the shop, and they approved of my account, so now I have them in the shop. But that is not the only thing that they distribute, unfortunately for me. Yeah, that I endorse, absolutely. I'm totally willing and ready to endorse them, just like I'm ready to endorse Paper Artsy and the Lindies. But the other thing they have, and that I now have in the shop, are these yummy little things. So the Neo colors are now in the shop. And these. This is the palette knife that I have been using forever. When I started, I've never used any other except for that one time, because that company I was working for had their own palette knives and I had no choice. But these are the Peacocks one. So this exact palette knife is now also available in my web shop. So I made a lot of financial sacrifices so that I can have like a line between what it is I promote in my videos and what it is I have up on my shop. Well, if I want to make a living out of this, which I am, I would like to, we have this expression that says to put butter in the beans because butter is expensive. Beans is cheap, so if I want to have that little extra, I need to do that little extra, which is get my sales up. Hello, Martha, welcome. I need to move, I hope it's not going to move the camera. I need to move this little thingy because it's hiding part of my screen. There we go. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. I already told you that I will be back in the UK on November 4th. I will be on Hochenda for 2 shows. I will have the stickers with me, new stickers, but you of course will have first access as always. I will have the new stencils and stamps, and I don't know, I think I can only show you them here, but at least du beurre dans les épinards, exactement, mettre du beurre dans les épinards. I'm going to have a look at that later. I wanted to show you, which I should be able to do from here, the new stencils. Because they are in here, season 3, here we go. Let's see if I can show that to you. This is the first stencil, so it's called Alpha Zeta. It has numbers, an alphabet, which you can use as such. And then it has a whole number of, this used to be a Stampin' stamp. I wanted to turn this into a stencil a long time ago, but it needed a lot of tweaking because making a stamp is something completely different than making a stencil. And if I'm boring you, just say so, then I'll just skip to this. What else do we have? We have, oh yes, this is a big new one as well. So you already know this one. This is my circle stencil, but now the circles that are being cut out are going to be turned into masks with an opening in the center, so that you have like this little opening in the circle so that you can put a piece of masking tape in that middle piece so that it sticks in place. So that will be done with the biggest circles and the biggest rectangles. Then we have, oh, this is one of my favorites. This is circumambulate. I needed a word with circles. That's what I came up with. Circumambulate. So these are very distressed circles, all sizes. Oh, you got subtitles all of a sudden. Okay. Why are you doing this, phone? Don't do that. This used to be a stamp as well, which I tweaked to turn it into a stencil. And then these are just circle marks. And this one, I don't know if you recognize it, but that also used to be a Stampin' stamp, but now it will be a stencil. And this will be about, I think 10 centimeters big. So what is black is what will be on the paper. So that's another. And then we have Epicycle. This is Epicycle. It has more numbers, but in a different way. It has this too. Oh, don't do that. Phone, stop doing that. No, no. We need this one. Oh my God. Usually I can do this, but apparently when I'm on camera, I cannot. It has a clock face, it has this kind of circle, it has this one, which I think is pretty cool because it can look like something that is coming up, or it can look like something that is going down. This one, same thing, it can be something that goes up or down depending on how you use it. And then this one, which you might recognize as well because it's a stamp that I turned into a stencil because that's what I wanted to do. This is the Muffle stencil, pretty classic, nothing extra fancy. The thingies here are quite distressed. It doesn't show like this, but it is quite distressed. And these circles fit perfectly. So these circles fit perfectly into these crosses, so you can have them work on top of one another. As well. What else do we have? We have Throwback Time. This used to be a Stampin' stamp, 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 but I thought it was time to have them as stencil, and then in the middle just a little word rust. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing with those. And I think that's it. I've showed you all the new stencils. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, phone. Yes, thank you. Voila! That is what I've been working on very hard last week to get those in so that dye could start. Dye is from, I was going to say chocolate broth, but that is not what I have to say. I have to say Tendo Creative. And she's the one who makes my stencils in the UK. And by the way, I've been following the whole Brexit story very, very close because it is stressing me concerning my stamps and stencils as they are all produced in the UK. So last time, I don't know if you remember, I took out these, which are new stamps. And I was thinking of doing something like this, which I still think that I should be doing. And maybe this one will go somewhere up here, although it is taking the whole spread out of balance, so maybe not. I want this as a stamp. This is a stamp. Yeah, I want to stamp it there. I don't want to just glue it there because it's eating away too much of the spread, so I'm not going to do that. Oh, thank you. I'm stressing you? Why am I stressing you? Those all look amazing, but we have to wait until at least November. Martha, no you don't, because you are my patrons. You will be able to get them sooner. So, a little bit more patience, but you will be able to get them sooner. I think that this is it, but I want to add doodling. Let's add some doodling. I don't know if I had planned to add doodling last time I was working on this, but I cannot transfer this one, Abby, because it would be backwards. If I want to use it as a transfer, I need to stamp it the other way around. Yeah, I need to stamp it the other way around if I want to use it as a transfer. Oh, Brexit is stressing you. Yes. Oh, yeah. I love the photo of the guy in the parliament taking a nap during the session. I thought that to be extremely interesting. It's just, I mean, if we would do that at our regular job, we would get fired big time. How is it that they can afford to do stuff like that? And I'm sorry if anyone out there is pro-Brexit and is offended by what I'm saying, but even with color, it would still be like too wide, I think. Maybe. Okay, I'm not giving up on it just yet, but maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Why am I working on the cover while it's bothering me? I was so surprised by all the positive reactions to my question to make a kit for this one. Wait, Heather, Abby, YouTube is not agreeing with your comment. Here we go. Now everyone can see it. This pen is just like a little bit too subtle. I would like my doodling to be a little bit more visible, so let's go in with a 5 instead of a 3. I still need to get used that this is a big journal and that it can take a little bit more than my usual go-tos. Like even my pens need to be thicker. So, has anyone looked at the latest Journal on Monday video? The one with the cheaper mediums? I want to hear your thoughts. Yeah, I think it thought it to be too political, but I don't care, Abby. I published it. It's still my channel, so I still choose what goes up and what doesn't. Let's see if this one needs maybe some cambric. Oh, and I have some new cambric as well. Oh, I cannot show it. It's completely on the other side of the studio. So far, I have cambric in, this was the largest I had up until now, 10 centimeters. And now I have it in 15 centimeters as well. It's in the shop as well. Just saying. I'm sorry. I'm getting too excited. But oh, what? Okay. I'm sorry. Something just landed on my desk. Oh my god. Okay, that's a creepy one. Ooh. Okay, I need to put something on there so that it cannot fly around anymore. So let me just get this. Where are you? Where are you, creepy thingy? Oh, he's gone already. Shoot! Okay, so we have a visitor in the studio again. Yes, new cambric. Pretty cool, huh? Ooh. Yeah, I think that this is going to happen. See? Thank you, whatever animal you are that is flying in my studio. Did you guys see Seth Apter's live yesterday, his announcement? Oh yes, you're talking about. I'm sorry about the video. Uh, don't worry, Helen. It's staying up there. It's not going anywhere. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on it, guys. Um, a funny video. Thank you. That's what I was hoping for. I mean, because I was laughing a lot, so I hope that people would laugh watching it as well. So, are you large enough? Or do I need to take out the big one? No, this is not large enough. I need this one. I don't know if I'm going to use it. I just want to see what it looks like when I give this word a little something underneath. Yeah, I'm so happy for him. Seriously. And I'm even more thrilled that it will be European based. So I have known Seth for a couple of years now. I think he's an amazing artist. But what I like even more about him is how it's not down to earth. It's like no one knows anything about his private life, and I think that that's amazing. He's I don't know how to put it. I'm okay. No, I don't know how to put it, but I think he's a great guy. Well, I don't know if you guys know how I met Seth. Um, I've told this story before, so I don't know if you want to hear it. Let me know if you want to hear it or if you've already heard it. I don't want to repeat myself. And for some reason, I do not like that cambric at all. There you go, cambric. Bye-bye. Thank you for playing along. Okay, I'm just going to stick this down. And then I'm going to show you a little something else. Where's my glue? His announcement, Sophia, is that he is going to have products produced with Aladdin. Aladdin is a French brand. I love the Aladdin products. They're not my kind of go-tos, but they are high quality. It's a no bullshit brand, which I like too. I'm sorry, pardon my French. Um, it's seriously a no bullshit brand. It's like they haven't worked with big names before, so for them to take on a big name is something that they've really thought about. They didn't take just anyone. Um, and I really appreciate that about them. Don't hide the splatters flower. Okay. And I know Seth for only wanting to produce great, great products. Yes, it's Aladdin. The name of the brand is Aladdin. Oh, didn't put enough glue here. Come on! I need to dilute this glue a little bit. I put soft medium from Golden in here, and it's just a little bit too thick for this kind of needle. The needle is a little bit too tight for it. So I need to dilute it just a little. And on the other hand, I like the control that I have with the glue being a little bit thicker. So the way I met Seth, because I saw that some of you asked the story. It was my very first CHA back in the days. Now it's called Creativation, which I do not like. I still call it CHA, and I will keep on calling it CHA when I'm talking to myself. So CHA is the big professional, how do you call it? Fair, event. It used to be in California. Now it's in Texas, I think. What do you dilute it with? Just water, Abby. I just dilute it with water. The only reason you cannot dilute it with water is because over time it might crack. I don't care about that. It's just my journal. If I want to dilute it with water, I will just dilute it with water. If I was making a big painting for which I hope that my children's children would still be able to admire it, I would not mix this up with water. So it was my first CHA, and I signed up to take several classes. And one of those classes was Seth's art channeling class. More because of I was curious how he presented his material. It was more about that than about the art channeling in se. I was waiting outside his class for him to get ready, like all the other people, and those classrooms, it was all glass, so we could all see what he was doing inside. So he already had his mic on because it was a big group, so it was with microphone and stereo and the whole thing. He was done setting up, and they opened the classroom, and I was one of the first one who came into the classroom, and he kept on bended like this forward, digging in his stuff. He was like a little shy to look up. So to break the ice from afar, I said, "Hi Seth, I came all the way from Belgium, especially to take your class." And while he was still rolling in his stuff, he said, "Well, please allow me to doubt that." And then he looked up and he looked straight at me, and he just froze in his tracks. Like nothing was moving anymore. And I froze too, because I was like, what's wrong? Am I wearing something backwards or in and out? Or he took off his mic and he walked straight to me and he said, "You're Frans." And I said, "Yes." And then he said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm here to take your class." And he said, "No, you're not." I said, "Yes, I am. I'm here to take your class." And he was like, "Oh my God." That was how we met. I mean, I thought that to be so freaking amazing that he would approach me in that way. And we've been friends ever since. I know he admires my work. I admire his work. Yeah, I think that's cool. That is how I met Seth. Now you all know. And it was a great class. I had seriously great fun. It was very interesting to see how he approaches the subject. Okay, I decided because I had to pour all these poor eyelets on my table, but I need to my OCD is kicking in. This is not going to be okay. So I need to at least pretend that they're going to go in straight. So let's do this. And let's do this. So I'm not measuring, I'm just using this acrylic block which has lines, which is from Tim Holtz, so that I can have something that is more or less straight. Like so. And now I can make the little openings. Well, I admire more than his work. I admire his personality as well. He's one of the very few people in the business who isn't afraid to promote others. I don't see myself as big enough to promote anyone. But whether it's in his book or on his blog, or he's raving about others as much as he's raving about products, if I can say it that way. I'm making my openings a little bit bigger because these are Chinese eyelets and they don't entirely fit into the American size. We're memory keepers, hole maker. What I said yesterday during his live, like the bridges that he's trying to build, I really meant that. And I made my holes too big. That will teach me for trying to do things at the same time, which are requiring just a little bit more concentration than I'm giving it. But that's okay. Oh, and I really need to put on my brain. There we go. That is number one. And you know what? This is still not going to be straight for some reason. Just like how wonky this is. Good thing I measured it. So apparently this needs to be wonky. So, well, wonky it will be. There you go. And how wonkier do you want to be? Oh, you want to be somewhere in the middle. Okay, well, let's put you somewhere in the middle. Come on, thing, work with me. There we go. Oh, that's not flat. Okay, something like that. It's not what I had in mind, but hey, who cares what I had in mind? Right, it's on the paper. That's the most important thing. And I will probably smash it down with a hammer because it's too rounded. It's too texturized. Not that I mind texture, but I would like my journal to be flat so that I can still work in it. These are new in the shop as well, so I had a very long think about which charcoal pencils I wanted to add to the shop, and then I came across these and I thought these to be amazing, and I'm going to show you why. Are you ready? Are you ready? This is why. This is a charcoal pencil and it's more charcoal than pencil. I cannot show it with this one because it's painted, but if you have a look, I don't know if the camera is picking it up. So these are the new ones. You can see how much thicker the charcoal is compared to this one. This one has more wood than charcoal. This one has more charcoal than wood. And the even better part about this is that this one is completely water soluble. So it's a charcoal which you can blend, and it's a charcoal which you can dilute with water. So I am going to do just that. I'm going to give this some nice shading, and this one a little bit too. Just on one side. Now I can choose whether to go in with a blending stump, and those are up in the shop as well as of now. Or I could go in with some water. Now I'm not going to go in with water on this spread. Do you know why? Okay, this is a test. Let's see if you've been paying attention. Why don't I want to go in with water? I'll give the correct answer in a moment. I'm giving you some time to think. So the reason I'm not going in with water is that I have a lot of water reactive products underneath. I did the color, remember, all of this is Lindy's Stem Gang. If I come in with water here, I will not only move this, but I will also dilute it. So I will have a wider bluish edge here than I have the blue here. Does that make sense? So that is why I'm not going in with water at this point, and only with my blending stump. Yeah, exactly, Sharon. And we don't want that. I mean, I've been working too hard to make this spread to have this all go and reactivate and blend and dilute. But adding the black like this will give it some more dimension and will make it pop off the spread. And all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, maybe one side is not enough. Let's add a little bit on the other side as well, just because I can. Just because I want to. So tomorrow, Kiddo and I are going to Comic-Con because he likes it and I like it too. So it's in a nearby city. And we're just going the two of us because Joe is going to do something with his kiddo. It's like time for some me moments after spending the holiday all together. The start of this spread, Abby, is in the previous 5+ live journal with me. So I've only worked on this one during the live journal with me sessions, not during the live hangout. The 15+ hangout I did last time was working with the new stems, and that was this one, which I will be finishing during the next hangout. I try to keep the things separated so that those who have access to this can see the finish of this, and those who have access to this can see the finish of this. I hope that makes sense and that everyone is happy that way. So after finding this charcoal pencil, I had a look online to see what the reviews were, not to jump in head first, not knowing what I was getting myself into. And the comments were really, really, really positive. And I have to admit that it is living up to the expectations as well, just like this, as blended with water, because I've done that one as well. And I've done it on this one. This black edge is this pencil diluted with water. Okay, I like the texture here. I do want to give these some right to existence as well, even if they're wonky. I don't care. Ugh, come on. Ah, you remember the goat. Good. So this is a little bit too intense. This is just a little bit too black. I don't know if you can see it properly, but it's just a tiny bit too much. So I'm going to get rid of some of that. Oh, this one is not holding into place at all, so I need to smush it further. Because my hammer will only be able to do so much. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Comic-Con tomorrow. Woohoo! That's better. Oh, and this one isn't holding as well. Okay, I've done this before, you know. Usually I know how to do this, you know. That's better. And that is better too. So this way they stand out just a little bit without being like completely black. Are you guys dressing up? If only. If only. I wish I had the time to come up with some decent stuff, but I don't. So I'm just I'll probably put on my Hogwarts tie, obviously. Sorry, I had to drink. What are some of your favorite color combos? I'm very, how do you say that? I always go to the same color combos. At the moment, it's blue and some rusty kind of thing. That is what I use mostly. And then I also have a thing for pink for some reason, which I think my latest A Layer a Day can attest of. I told you that I put down the first layer. The first 2 layers, actually. Yeah, for some reason, pink and gray seems to come up a lot lately as well. So, pink and gray, of course, with some rusty touches here and there, and blue and rust. And I don't know if you noticed, but I mean, I pushed this really far because these are circles, right? But in the circle, there's another circle right there. So I said it was a circle in a circle, but it was actually a circle within a circle within a circle within a circle. Huh? While I was making it, I was like, those who didn't bet on circles, they lost. Like, big time. I am thinking about adding some... Yeah, I don't know if I can pull it off, but I'm gonna try anyway. So this is a white charcoal. And yeah, that's what I thought. It's turning slightly grayish on here, so I'm not going to insist. I'm just going to leave this one for what it is. It's turning grayish because of what's underneath. It's not strong enough to overpower that. Mind-blowing. Like Thibaut would say, mind-blowing. It's one of his go-to words lately. Okay, so there was some doubt with this one, right? The first thing I want to do is cut this smaller because I didn't cut it properly. So let's redo that first. Where are you going? You need to be up here. But it's going to be interesting because this is already so small. Okay. I can breathe again. That book I'm reading, I don't know if you saw my post while I was on holiday. Thinking Fast and Slow by this guy whose name I keep forgetting. It's amazing. It's seriously, as far as art journaling is concerned, it's seriously amazing, but it's so tough to read. This is really too big. It's eating away too much of the other stuff. So I am going to use my regular numbers because I do want some numbers on here. I'm going to take the biggest ones, which are these ones, and put them on another little block. And I'm just going to stamp them with black. What does it look like vertically? You want to see it vertically? Okay, I could put it up here. But for me, that's interrupting my circle in some way, if I put it there. It could have gone here instead of the eyelets. But it's still taking too much attention from what's going on here. It's too balanced to this, and for that, taking away the attention from this. And this is what I want to have the focus on. Oh, okay, Abby. I hope you could help. I don't want to draw the numbers or write the numbers. I don't like to do actual visible, readable writing in my journal for some reason. I know exactly why. It has everything to do with handwriting and accepting that and accepting what is written, which is making it all worse. I do like some unreadable. Well, I know what it says, but for other people to read it, it's very hard. Too many numbers. No, they're just too big. If it was this, but like half the size, they might have gone up there. But they're just too big. These are just slightly too small for this kind of journal, but this is what I have to do with, so. And I can't be bothered to how do you say that? To if it doesn't work well, okay, moving on, next thing. Not a problem. Does that make sense? I think it does. I think it does make sense. I am, however, going to insist on that brownish color. It doesn't have enough of that prism number. So Heather, this prism number is my partner's year of birth, my year of birth, and 1 + 1 makes 3. Yeah. So I want to balance out that brown. I want to bring that a little bit more to the front. So I'm going to use my Neo color to like so. And I'm going to add some text stamping using that, but make it look like a bit watery, blended thingies. So let's take out the stamp. I need to do that. Oh, that was not planned, but that just happened. I need this one, which is one of the London, New York stamp set, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to grab those things that fell off the table. I still have like so many of those cheapy thingies that I got that same day. I still have these, which I need to test. This is from my earlier a day. So these are still on my table because I wanted to test those two. So I think they were like €1 or something like that each, or maybe 90 cents. So yeah, I wanted to test those. And I also got these, which I think, oh sorry, just kicked the camera. Also got these to test. These are alcohol markers, and mind you, it says a professional markers, professional quality markers. I am laughing because if you haven't, well, yeah, many of you haven't seen the latest video yet, so go and watch it and you'll see how professional their stuff is. Yeah, I'm laughing with them. Not just numbers, but I do have a lot of numbers on the new stamps coming. This is a new stamp. This is one of the new stamps. Do you get a lot of products to test from manufacturers? Heather, that is something that I refuse. I don't want to receive any products to test. If I test anything, I want to buy them myself because I want to be entirely free of what it is I have to say about these products. If I receive the products, the brands might expect a pretty positive review, which I'm not willing to give them unless they absolutely deserve it. So I do get requests occasionally from brands who want to send me stuff, and then I say no. Maybe I'm stupid for saying so. Maybe I should just say, yeah, sure. But beware, if I want to be negative, I'm going to be negative. Maybe I should do it that way. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. I'm actually curious to read what it is you think about doing that. I think that by buying them, I'm preserving some kind of freedom to say and do whatever it is I want to say and do with them without having to keep an account a possible reaction that might come or not. Oh, why am I doing it that way? Hello, put on your brain. There we go. Now it's going to be interesting. Yes. That's one of the dogs barking. They're far away. They're in the house. I'm in the offices. And yet, woohoo, I can hear him bark all the way up here. He has a strong voice, my doggy. Yeah, that is what this spread was missing. Okay. Wow, thank you. I didn't see that one coming. Oh, okay. Well, Helen, I am too... I don't know how to put it. I don't think I will be able to be honest after accepting things for free. I will still feel like I owe them in some way. And this way I don't owe anything to anyone. I know that a lot of colleagues work that way, that they accept it, saying that they will give an honest review. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Celia. Helen, I think I'm too kind to do that. I would owe them because I'm still receiving the products. That's how I feel it. I rarely think that someone owes me. And even when someone does, it takes a lot for me to speak up. Yeah, it really does. It reminds me of a very unpleasant conversation I had this morning. Um, yeah. It's someone I did some work for, and beforehand, that someone said there might be a small compensation depending on how well it goes. Uh, and then after the complete project was done, there was no talk of compensation anymore, and I didn't want to say anything because I was like, okay, I accepted, I did the work, I did what I had to do. I know that I did my part of the deal. And then this morning, no, not this morning, a couple of days back, I received a mail asking if I would be part of it again in the next edition. And I gave it several days to think about it. And this morning, I wrote a reply saying, "Look, I have a hard time just saying yes, although I loved being part of it. Um, but knowing that I have to put in the work and that you are selling it and that I'm not getting any form of compensation, despite the fact that you did talk about some form of compensation when all of this started, it's very hard for me to just go and say, yeah, let's do this again. I would love to do it again, but not under these conditions." And that I hoped that that person would understand. And I got a very stern reply saying that, yeah, me neither, Heather. I hate this lack of confrontation. That person replied that the information had been given, that we just had to send in an invoice and then we would get paid. So I look back to all the exchanges we had, to all the information I ever received, and there was no mention of invoice whatsoever. So I replied that I apologized if I missed it in any way, that I thought that it was a big misunderstanding because I never received any information about sending an invoice, and that I would gladly do so now, but that I didn't even have their invoice information, that I could not even make an invoice if I wanted to. And that now it was up to that person to see if, first of all, that person would still want to have me back for a next edition. And so, yes, knowing that I would not work for free. I mean, I do this for a living. I cannot fill my fridge with air. I know that that person never works on Saturday. Maybe that's why I replied today, because then I knew that that mail would be sitting in. I had an immediate response to my first mail. I did not receive a response to my second mail, so I still don't have any invoice information. I still cannot make the invoice. So I'm like, I hate these kind of confrontations. Yeah. So that's what I say, Helen, when I always feel that I won't be harsh enough to just go ahead and say my honest opinion, knowing that I just received the stuff. I don't know if that makes sense. I know it does for me. And I know that this is still not enough rust. I still need more rust on this thing. So I'm just going to repeat what I did. And this time I'm only, because I mixed two colors, I did the black and the rust one, I'm just going to do the rust. The fact that they reacted in that way, I think it's completely out of place. And when I told Joe, he said, "Don't you dare ever work for these people again." Because he knows that I'm a softie when it comes to that. And having not received a reply to my second mail, I think I'm just getting far enough to say, you know what, it was fun, thank you, but let's leave it to that. Well, Celia, most of the people in our business are women. They're not guys. I'm the same way, Heather. I'm the same way. It took me a lot to get myself to start a Patreon page. Like, a lot. And that is why I'm even more grateful for each and every patron that I have. Yeah. I'm getting all emotional here. This page is going to be... I'm going to have like tears falling on this one. I'm way too sensitive for this kind of things. Okay. What do you mean you don't like it? Have it back. Helen, what does that mean? I'm lost in translation. Help me out here. Because I want to understand. Well, some people still think it's not freely enough. It's never gonna be freely enough to some people out there. Yeah. But that's okay. That's their story, right? I just need to stick to my story. Like I said, I want to be able, when I look myself in the mirror in the evening, I want to be able to look myself in the eyes, and not have to shrink because I feel not okay with what I've done. And yes, I'm going in with a baby wipe on my stamp, although I usually do not do that, but it's because I still have some of that neo color on my stamp, and I don't want it to dry in there and still be present when I want to do something else. Where's my kitchen roll? Oh, here it is. The product, then you won't be under any... Well, Alan, that's the thing. I cannot take it back because it was an online class. It's out there. It's published. I cannot take it back. Joe is right. He's absolutely right when he said, why the hell did you deliver anything before going back to those people saying, hey, I don't work for free. Here's my invoice. Where do I send it to you? I'm going to close my journal for a moment because my paper needs to be put back in place. I'm giving my journal some love. Exactly, Sharon. And Thank you for that. Thank you for seeing that and for acknowledging that. Okay, guys, you're making me all emotional. I have the same issue that I had when I did this spread. It's that it's so big and it's not filled yet. It's so big and it looks so like nothing is happening on there. It needs something to bring it back to the center. So what can I do to bring it back to the center? I could go in with a stencil and do something on the edges with a darker color so that it leads the eye back in there. And if I had my new stencils, I knew exactly what I would be doing, but I don't have my new stencils yet, so I'll have to do it with these, and maybe this one can come to the rescue. Yes, this one is going to come to the rescue. Because if I let myself go, my first instinct, yeah, exactly, Abby. My first instinct would have been to do exactly what I did here with the black to bring it all back. Oh, I did the honeycomb here. Maybe I should do this. Okay, I'm switching it up. I'm taking the driving me circles. Okay. All right. Where's my... Oh, there it is. It's on the table because I've been using it earlier today. I was like, what the heck happened to my driving me circles stencil? If you were lost on a desert island, what 3 art supplies would you take with you? I would take a very heavy gesso. I would take some Neocolors. No, I would take all the Neocolors. And I would take I'm hesitating between a pair of scissors and some stamps. Okay, the heavy gesso, because I could use it as a glue, I could use it to add texture, I could use it to make paint by just adding some color to it. I could use it as such as gesso to prep any kind of surface to start working on it. So gesso is like this all-around thing. I could do like anything and everything with it. I would take my Neocolors because I can draw with them. I can blend them to turn the gesso into a paint. If I first dilute my Neocolor with some water, it will turn into a color mixture, and I can then add that to my gesso, and that would give me colorized gesso, some kind of paint-like thing. I could still splatter it on. I could do a lot of things with those. And then the reason I'm hesitating between a pair of scissors and stamps is because I could stamp with anything on that island. I mean, I could take sticks and attach them together and then have like prints made. I could find a straw-like plant to stamp circles. I could make prints that would look like stamping with just anything and everything that I could find on the island. To make a cutting tool is still something different than to make scissors, because with my scissors, if I take a leaf from a tree and I cut inside openings into it, I could actually make a very precise stencil, which I would never be able to do with a cutting tool made from a sharp rock, if that makes sense. Yeah, I could use my scissors to hunt as well. So that is why I'm hesitating between the scissors and the stamp. On the other hand, I like my word stamps and I like my number stamps. I would not be able to do that with the plants and the stuff that I would be gathering. So can I take 4 instead of 3? Okay, I was going to go with some black something on the edge to bring in the eye, bring the action. Yeah, just like this. So what I did not get from Gesso was black modeling paste for the simple reason that my distributor does not have the black modeling paste from Golden in their distributors range. So I'll have to contact them and to see what's going on. There's much thought going on. What did you think, that this was going to be relaxing, Abby? Seriously? Is that what you had in mind? Relaxing something? Okay, I'm going to protect the other side because I don't want my modeling paste to go all over. So let's do something like this. And I'm going to help myself a little because I am tired and I don't want to kill this. You can make charcoal and write numbers. Yes, absolutely. But I have my Neocolor, so I could write numbers with my Neocolors, but it's still not the same. I'm like attached to my number stamps. You're gonna see when I lift this, this is going to bring everything together. I know this for sure. It's gonna be like, yes, that's what was missing. You wanna bet? You ready? Shall I lift it? Like now? Okay, here goes nothing. Oh. See, that's what was missing. Now, let's do some more on the other side. And I'm going to add a little bit more like here to push it down as well. Well, actually, it is a much more serious thing than we think. I mean, to go back to that book that I'm reading, the Thinking Fast and Slow, from this guy whose name I cannot remember. So it has nothing to do with art or art journaling at all. But the reason I'm reading it is because I want to understand why it is we journal. Like, what is the process that goes on inside us that makes us happy, that makes us feel like a spread is a success or a complete failure. Why do we have sometimes such a hard time to get into art journaling or to creating in any possible way? So that is why I'm reading it, and it's so interesting. Seriously, I'm learning so much about the human brain. Woo! It is something. It really is. And I love it. It's very hard. Like I said in the post, in the Patreon post, it is very hard. It is really demanding because I really, it's not the kind of book that you read in the evening in bed to go to sleep. It's the kind of book you read with a notebook next to you and a text marker and sometimes even a dictionary. I mean, I don't think I have it here. Or do I? I think I do have it here. I started a lexicon. I started a lexicon for the complicated words like ideometer effects or reciprocal priming or heuristic. What do all these words mean? Now I know. Well, I still need my lexicon when I'm reading my book. Crazy Facebook post. I take my journaling very personal. What crazy Facebook post? What do you mean, Sharon? Oh my god, you lost me. Very personal, serious, or funny, happy, or sad. Okay, Sharon, you need to enlighten me because you lost me there. What Facebook post? What did I do? Oh my god. Did I do something wrong? Okay, let's tape this down. Tired as I am, this will go wrong if I don't. Like so. See, I'm so tired that I left my jar open here, which is not that good. I keep looking at the screen hoping that Sharon has answered my many questions as to what she's talking about. Okay. Are we ready? Let's do this. Ta-da! The Facebook post that offered journaling class that said journaling was just throwing things together and getting messy. Oh my god, that got me so angry. Woo! Wow. Seriously. Oh, I love how the black is like going into... Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Oh my god. Yes, that thing. Wow. Yeah, and considering that person before starting the brand took 1 or 2 classes with me, I'm like, is that what I inspired you to? That person is not an art journalist, by the way. But hey, who am I to say what art journaling is and isn't? At least I am really trying to understand where it's coming from and why we are journaling in the way that we are and what the process is in our mind, what the prefrontal cortex has to do with it, why we get so obsessed by the pretty spread. I have an explanation now as to why we get obsessed by the pretty spread. I can explain why it is we get frustrated when the spread is not pretty. I understand now why we keep coming back to it. I also understand why it is so important in the process of self-care. It's all going into my book. I'm not going to start explaining everything because it's so intricate. I don't wanna not do it justice by giving you like a 5-minute explanation because it is intricate and complicated and but it's so interesting, and I think it can help so many people to really accept their art journaling and do real art journaling instead of do like pretty spread thingies in a little book, and then get even more frustrated because they see pretty things online and they want to recreate it and they cannot manage to recreate it, and then they feel yucky about themselves because they saw the whole process online and they want to recreate it, and they think they suck because they weren't able to recreate it. And can you feel I'm getting all oh my, I'll be happy when that book is out and done and finished and but I'm not there yet. I'm far from being there yet. I'm very, very far from being there yet. Art journaling is dangerous for those of us who have an issue with buying things we don't need. Actually, Heather, it's not. And that is one of the other things that I will be able to explain to you why it is you buy all the stuff, why it is you have to stop buying all the stuff. I could give you a short version of the explanation, but I'm not sure that I would help you with that. I can try. If you want me to try, I can. Let me know in the comments. You're pretty much the expert when it comes to art journaling, I believe. Celia, I don't think that to be true. I think that I'm the expert as far as it comes to my kind of art journaling. But there is as many kinds of art journaling as they are artists. That is what I believe. But I also believe that there's a lot of frauds out there, and that is what gets to me, is those who are trying to make money out of it. When they actually shouldn't. Dr. Franz. Your cat typed? What did your cat type? Dr. Franz? I like that. It takes stuff to make stuff. That's my motto. No, it doesn't, Celia. It does to a certain point. Your cat thinks I'm intelligent. I like your cat. Okay, I need for that part to be dry before I can do this little thingy and push it all back down. That would help, but I don't think that this is dry yet. The other challenges. I now am proud of my creations, whether or not they're pretty. Looking back, I can see my story come. Oh, Jesus, Sharon, you're welcome. Sharon, you seriously are welcome. Oh my God. I need to take a screenshot. I need to take a screenshot of this. I wanna show Joe. Print screen. Oh, but which screen did it print? Let's see. Let's see if I did that correctly. Oh my God, can I do it from here? Yes, I have it. No tears. I'm not crying, but I'm not far from it. That's a quote for Alan. I'm at the awkward teenage stage. Okay, that needs to be okay. I need to write that one down. Pen, paper. Okay, that is going to become a sticker. I'm at the awkward teenage stage. That is a quote. That is a quote on one of the next sticker sheets. Oh gosh, you guys rock. Seriously. Woo! Ah. Okay. I'm loving it. I'm thinking how I'm going to do this because I do not want to kill these circles. So I need to do, but that is going to be the same thing, so maybe this way would be, this is going to do it, like so. Okay. Well, I do have a huge pimple on my face, so I think I'm definitely back in the teenage stage thing. Like, I don't think I even ever had this kind of pimple before. I'm sorry if I'm grossing you out. No! Stop touching this, it's not dry. Okay, I just put my finger there, but that's okay. It just looks like a big blob of paint. Okay, let's go back to the black modeling paste. Why do I have modeling paste on my jar? Seriously? Okay, wow. This is turning into a very, very very wow. I'm like, I have feels all over. I need to really push my stencil down because it's very close to the other modeling paste. So yes, there we go. This spread is done. Almost. I'm curious about what you have to say about the obsession to buy. Oh, okay. This is better than all the therapy I've been through. Just hormones, it goes away. Yeah, if only. If only. I've been struggling with hormones for, gosh. Oh, hormones. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I did, on one of the previous sticker sheets, I don't know if you noticed, it says hormotional. I saw that word somewhere and I was like, this is just perfect. Hormotional. Okay, I'm going to try to explain it very quickly, that obsession to buy. But please do forgive me if the explanation is incomplete. I don't have my notes with me. I just have to go with what I have in my head now. So the thing is that well, it's been fun, but I have to go take my husband to pick up his car, which was at the mechanics. How dare you interfere with this? Just kidding. Some conversations. You can still watch the rerun, Martha. It stays available online, so you can watch this whenever you have the time for it. So, bye-bye. Thank you for being here with us tonight. So, while this is drying, I'm going to give you the explanation of the why we buy. And then I'm going to sign off. So the thing is, we haven't evolved very much as far as it comes to reacting to stress. I mean, when you look at human evolution, stress was always paired with a life threat. So our brain was developed in such a way that it would keep us alive. So when stress came up, it was always a life-threatening situation. We would get eaten by something. So there was this run reaction. Compared to what reactions we had back then, which is a very, very, very long time ago, we haven't evolved much. Our brain is still, there is stress, which means we are in danger, which means there needs to be a reaction. But the reaction have evolved. The reactions have evolved to what it is we have available now. Back in the days, the reaction was to protect ourselves with fire or hide or run away or whatever it needed to be to keep us alive. For now, we're looking for the stress relievers that we have available. And buying is one of them. It's actually the three main attractive things when it comes to being attractive are what they call the 3 F's, which is free, anything that you can get for free, because hoarding is that human instinct. If I don't hoard it now, maybe I won't have it later. Food, because we need to make sure that we will survive another day, hence the hoarding, except that we don't hoard food anymore. We hoard whatever it is we can hoard. So free, food, and well, the third one, you can guess what it is. Let your grown-up imagination go. I will not say that word out loud here, even if we are amongst adults. So why do we keep on buying when it comes to art stuff? Because when we art and we are dissatisfied by the art we make because we have not gone through the process of acceptance yet, it produces stress. It's a different kind of stress. Nonetheless, it is still stress. Even if we don't experience it in that way, it is still some kind of stress. And you will turn to what your brain will make you believe might relieve that stress, which is buying. In this case, buying art stuff. Fuzzy fumbles. Let's put it that way, Celia. So if you are still in that process of buying more and more and more art stuff, ask yourself, what is stressing you about your own art? Because your brain is making you believe that buying this one, that one, if you get that, because you don't have that one yet, but if you get this one, then your next spread will be perfect. There's no such thing as perfection. And that is why the importance of enjoying the process instead of the finished spread has always been so dear to me, but now I can explain why it is so dear to me. If we focus on that pretty spread, we actually focus on the thing that stresses us about our own art journaling instead of focusing on the process of enjoying it. Okay, this is a very, very short explanation. It's really a shortcut to one of the many things that I have learned the past couple of months when it comes to studying what it is I'm studying. I don't know if this was helpful. I don't know if it was understandable. I sure hope it was. I'm going to leave this one to dry. And then I think I'm going to leave it this way. I think so, but I'll come back to it and have another look tomorrow morning with a fresh mind, and see if I still want to leave it this way or not. If I change anything about it, you'll see it because I'll post it on all the social medias anyway, and I will explain in the post what it is I did to alter this even more. I don't think it will be worth filming it because I don't think I will be adding that much more to it. Voila! Thank you, Celia. What does FOMO means? I know it means something, but I forgot what it means. Okay, Heather, that is something else. We only have a limited amount of willpower. Totally, FOMO is one of my triggers. What is FOMO? Is one of your triggers? Oh, the fear of missing out. Okay, yes, that's what it meant. Okay, yes, it is. It is one of the big triggers. So I was saying we only have a very limited amount of willpower. It is something that we can train to extend it, but we get up every day with so many chances of willpower during the day. If you stop drinking, you need to put a lot of willpower into stopping drinking. And I know I'm not taking this literally. I'm not saying you were drinking too much or anything, Heather. I know you were saying this as a joke, but it is a very serious thing. So I'm going to take another example. If you're a smoker, a lot of people who stop smoking gain weight. It's not because you stopped smoking and something changed in your metabolism. It's because a lot of people that stop smoking need to put a lot of willpower into that, which means they don't have as much willpower left over to put into watching what they eat. So they will indulge much more in what it is they put in their mouth because they already used up their credit in willpower to not smoke that next cigarette. Okay, I'm going to stop because I could keep going all night. I mean, I've been studying so much lately about what's going on in our brain and how it affects our art journaling and how arting that I could keep this up all night. So let's stop here. Okay. It does make a lot of sense, Celia, but it also something that you can expand. It is something that you can train little by little, but it takes a lot of focus and attention. And our brain is so smart in playing tricks on us. It's Heather, a lot of people switch one addiction for another. That's it is very hard to cut out on all of them. That is what they say. Don't try to change all your habits at once because it won't work. Okay, I'm going to chase kiddo into bed because we have a great day tomorrow, a big heavy day. I was supposed to work tomorrow, so I'm like, I'm going to go to Comic-Con. I should be filming and working but no, tomorrow I'm going to Comic-Con. So thank you everyone for joining me tonight. Thank you for all your incredibly sweet words. I'm going to bed fired up. Exactly, Celia. I'm seriously going to bed fired up. Not only because of all the thinking in my brain, but because of all the sweet words that you said about what it is I do and how you perceive me. And I seriously hope to keep on living up to your expectations as a patron. Oh, I certainly will, Abby. There will be lots of Harry Potter stuff to see, so I will definitely enjoy it. And I think there is an actor coming from Game of Thrones. There is one from Harry Potter. There is one for. Oh, I mean, there's so many stars present. It's going to be a crazy day. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Have a good end of the afternoon. Butterfly kisses. Love you all. Bye bye.